Oh my God, how dare Calvin Ford tell the truth? How dare Calvin Ford tell the truth about Lamont Roach and say he was a world champion, but he was a nobody and everybody tank fight, they become a bigger name? How dare he say that anybody at the top level, if they got the Jake Paul fight, they would have taken it? Let's bash Gervonta. Let's bash Calvin Ford. Let's talk about how tragic and sad and diabolical and how it's just bad news. Let's do that. Let's hide from the fact that he's telling the truth. Y'all are pathetic, bro. I was in the comment section over there on the Fight Hub interview that Calvin Ford gave, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. Either it's a bunch of bots over here, or Tank Davis really is hated by a lot of y'all, bro. By a lot of y'all. Now, there's a piece in there with Calvin Ford that I don't agree with, that I disagree with vehemently, when he said that Roach should just spin the block and wait. No, Tank should be fighting Lamont Roach, bro. He shouldn't have got arrested. He shouldn't have put himself in that position, and he should have went with the Lamont Roach fight. And the competitor in him, I wish he would have took Lamont Roach and then went to Jake Paul. But the Jake Paul fight might not be there after this moment. So I understand you got to go get your money. That's the biggest money that you could possibly make. I understand that. I hate it, but I understand what's going on here. And I would just hope that after this fight, he goes back and he writes that ship and shuts everybody the hell up. But the amount of criticism that Calvin Ford is getting for simply telling the truth is wild to me. Let me play the clip for y'all. They got everybody up in the in a damn frenzy and all pissed off or whatever. Then I'll give y'all my take on it. Here we go.
I know a lot of people wanted to see Gervonta rematch Lamont. What are your thoughts on that?
Tank, everybody he fight, he make famous. Roach was a nobody before he fought. Nobody. World champion. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like this. If any of them top guys that they talk about would have had an offer that been offered to Tank, they'd have jumped on it too. That's happening. You know what I'm saying? My suggestion is you put me in a light where everybody know me there. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep it moving. I come back to Tank later. You know what I'm saying? I understand that's the biggest payday of his life. You know what I'm saying? But it's more out there. You know that. You know what I'm saying? You look at Pitbull. He running with it. Brody still on top. Barrio still on top. You know what I'm saying? Martin about to fight soon, so it's about to see where he's at.
This shit is child's play, bro. Or is this really the hill that everybody's trying to die on? Is this really the talking point of the next couple of days to try to find a way to shit on Team Tank? What did Calvin Ford say wrong? I'm dead ass serious, bro. I understand everybody hates Tank. I understand a lot of y'all hate me. But what the fuck did Calvin Ford say wrong? He said Lamont Roach was a nobody. A nobody. Before Tank. That's the truth. Hell, I take it a step further, and he's a nobody after Tank too. Don't worry, we'll get back to that, because that's what I'm going to spend the most of my time talking about, because that's what people tend to be the most upset about. How could he call Lamont Roach a nobody? Because he was. Moving on, though. The other thing he said in that clip that got everybody mad was everybody would have taken the Jake Paul fight if they could get that type of money fighting Jake Paul. Lamont Roach said he would have taken it. Guess y'all forgot that interview on the Donza Project. Shakur Stevenson said he would have taken it. Guess y'all forgot that interview on the TMZ interview he did. Ryan Garcia called out Jake Paul almost 5 times. Guess y'all forgot all those call outs, proving he would have liked the fight. Anthony Joshua's proven he'll fight some nobody for a whole bunch of money. He fought Francis Ngannou. Tyson Fury proved he would take a fight like that. He fought Francis Ngannou. One of them fought him when he had 0 fights. That was Tyson Fury. The other one fought him when he only had 1 professional fight. That was Anthony Joshua. Muhammad Ali, he fought exhibitions in the middle of his career. Floyd Mayweather went and wrestled in the middle of his career. Fighters has proven that if the money is right, they'll take a side quest. They'll take a side mission. Specifically, Tank Davis contemporaries wish they had this opportunity. So what did Calvin Ford say wrong exactly? Then the tail end of it, he said, don't wait on Tank. Don't wait on Tank. You should use your name, use your newfound stardom, and do your own thing. Tank ain't the only thing out there. Isn't that what we all complain about Jamal Charlo doing, waiting on Canelo? Demetrius Andrade doing, waiting on Canelo? I get it, bro. I get it. When somebody on Tank's side say, don't wait on Tank, y'all get mad. Y'all want to argue. When somebody from Tank's side say, Tank is the man, Tank is the cash cow, everything should go through him, y'all should wait on him. Y'all say shit like, no, he got options, he can do this, he can do that, he ain't got to wait on Tank. So basically, you niggas just want to argue. You just want to argue. How do you argue the point that Calvin Ford was making, but then when Calvin Ford makes the point, you argue against it? It's just a mandate, I guess, to argue against anything that anybody on Tank's side has to say. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. But back to the main thing that got everybody. Like, this shit is getting, it's really getting, it's getting kind of hectic. Nah, it's getting weird as fuck, bro. Straight up, it's getting really, really weird how some of y'all are behaving. In the comment sections, making videos, live streams, shit getting real weird, bro. Now, as far as Lamont Roach being a nobody but being a world champion before Tank fought him and now he's more famous, these are facts. Before Tank Davis, Lamont Roach was fighting on Pro Box TV. After Tank Davis, he's fighting on the PBC pay-per-view as a PBC fighter because he became more famous. Lamont Roach's opponent was Peter McCroy before Tank. After Tank, he's about to fight Pitbull Cruz in the battle of the surviving Gervonta Tank Davis. In the battle of We Survived Gervonta. Before Tank, he didn't have no Twitch account. He wasn't doing fight reactions. He wasn't trying to be a model. He wasn't doing skits to announce his fights. After Tank Davis, he is. The proof is in the pudding. Before Tank, he didn't have all this shit. After Tank, he now has all this shit. What did Calvin Ford say wrong? Do y'all just not like that he said it? It's been proven. Rolly Ramiro, more notoriety after Tank knocked his ass out. Mario Barrios, more notoriety after Tank knocked his ass out. Pitbull Cruz, more notoriety after going the distance with Tank. Lamont Roach, more notoriety after going the distance with Tank. Like, where is the lie, bro? Where is all the fake outrage coming from? Just a way to hate or something? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Y'all have an opportunity to prove Calvin Ford wrong, and you have an opportunity to prove me wrong, because I'm taking it a step further. He's still a fucking nobody without Tank. Unless Lamont Roach's name is attached to Gervonta Tank Davis, nobody will give a fuck. Here's an opportunity, though, right here. He's fighting in San Antonio, Texas. As a matter of fact, y'all continue to prove Calvin Ford's point and prove my point, because instead of talking about Lamont Roach's fight announcement, you're talking about what someone from Tank Davis's team said about Lamont Roach. So you're proving his point because it's more important to you to cover, and it's more important to you to comment on. If you're one of these people in the comment section, it's more important for you to comment on and cover what somebody from Tank Davis's team said about Lamont Roach than it is for you to actually cover Lamont Roach's fight announcement. Think about that for a second. The boxing world ties Lamont Roach's relevancy to what Tank Davis's trainer says about him more than it ties his relevancy to his actual fight with Pitbull Cruz, because more people are talking about what Calvin Ford said about Lamont Roach than y'all are talking about what Lamont Roach announced with his fight with Pitbull Cruz. Y'all are just proving the fucking point, and you're too stupid to realize. I'll take it a step further. You have an opportunity, because see, this YouTube shit get y'all fucked up. The real world will speak. And what I mean by that is this, bro. Y'all have an opportunity to prove Calvin Ford wrong. You have an opportunity to prove me wrong. Look, if what Calvin Ford said it's not true. If Lamont Roach was not a nobody before Tank, if what I'm saying is not true, because I'm calling him his ass a nobody right the fuck now, then that means when they go to San Antonio, matter of fact, PBC is showing that. How come they ain't fighting in D.C.? How come they fighting in, if you know anything about San Antonio, Texas, I'm from Texas. That's Mexico City. That's a huge Mexican population. How come PBC don't believe Lamont Roach is that big of a name without Tank Davis? Why they trusting Pitbull to be the one to sell the majority of those tickets? Why they fighting in San Antonio, Texas and not D.C.? Why aren't they fighting on the East Coast somewhere where you got more black people, more black Americans or whatever, so Lamont Roach can sell them tickets since he's such a name? That's one thing. But I'll allow myself to be proven wrong if I can get proven wrong. I'll put my chips to the middle of the table if they will. If what Calvin Ford said isn't true, then that means that Lamont Roach is about to have a sellout arena where most of the fans are gonna be there to see him, right? Because he a name. He a name. His fans, you knew Lamont Roach fans, y'all gonna go to the fight, right? And if you don't go to the fight, y'all about to run these pay-per-views up, right? He about to do more than Tank Davis did with Pitbull Cruz years ago, right? Because Calvin Ford is lying. And he's not telling the truth. The fact of the matter is, y'all don't give a fuck about Lamont Roach. He is a tool for you to hate on Tank Davis, dog. And niggas don't like me because I call it like it is, bro. You could replace Lamont Roach with any other fighter. If they were in his position, you'd be using them the same way you trying to use Lamont Roach, bro. Y'all don't really care. No, Calvin Ford said something. Let me try to figure out a way to hate on it, even though it's fucking true. Y'all a bunch of clowns, dog. But I tell you what. Let's wait for the numbers to come out. Push for the numbers with Lamont Roach like you push for Tank Davis. See what the live gate is with Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz like you do with Tank Davis. Go call the venue for Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz and see if they got any tickets left. Go check on StubHub and Ticketmaster and go see if the tickets are selling like y'all do with Tank Davis, and let's see if he a name. Let's find out if he a name or not. Y'all all know the answer to that question, bro. Y'all all know Calvin Ford is telling the truth. Hell, the majority of the people mad at Calvin Ford for calling Lamont Roach a nobody was calling Lamont Roach a nobody before the Tank fight, bro. Calvin Ford said he was a nobody before fighting Tank, and he became more famous after. When he was about to fight Tank, the niggas is mad at Calvin Ford for saying that, were also saying, Lamont Roach, why is he fighting Lamont Roach? That's a nobody. We don't want to see him fight Lamont Roach. He's a champion at 130. Nobody asked for this fight. Nobody asked for this fight. Now all of a sudden, somebody else said they out of pocket for saying it. Y'all are crazy as hell, bro. Do better, y'all. Do better. Smash the like, sub to the channel. I see y'all soon. Peace.